Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please type it in the chat box. I want to make sure that everyone can hear the sound. Can anyone hear my voice? If you can type it in the chat box, please. You see Yulang typing. Yes, thanks, Rob and Yulang. Well, again, thank you for attending our Voluntary Benefits with Work Terra webinar. We'll start with a pre-recorded overview. Your microphones will be muted during the presentation, but feel free to type in any immediate questions you have. Rob with Work Terra is here to answer those, and we have Olga with HSS as well. Our representatives are here to help, and after the presentations, you'll be able to hear your questions answered by our representatives. And with that, let's get started.
Welcome to the San Francisco Health Service System Open Enrollment webinar. We're so glad you've joined us today to learn about your benefits for plan year 2025. The open enrollment period is the time each year when all members can enroll in benefits or change their current benefit coverage for the upcoming calendar year. During this period, you can change from one plan to another, waive your coverage, add or remove dependents from coverage, and enroll in flexible spending accounts. If you do nothing, your current benefit elections will roll over to the next plan year. However, flexible spending accounts do not roll over. Eligible members must re-enroll in the flexible spending accounts every year to participate. All new benefit choices are effective January 1st, 2025. Here are some key dates for plan year 2025. Open enrollment starts at 8 a.m. Pacific Time on Monday, September 30th, 2024, and ends at 5 p.m. Pacific Time on Friday, October 25th, 2024. You may enroll through the e-benefits portal on the San Francisco Employee Portal. Paper applications must be postmarked by October 25th, 2024 to be accepted. During the webinar, all attendees will be muted and off camera for the entirety of the presentation. We encourage you to ask questions at any point during these presentations. To ask a question, open a chat box by clicking on the chat icon in your menu bar. You may find the menu bar either at the top or bottom of the screen, depending on whether you are using a computer, a mobile device, or a tablet. We will answer as many questions as time allows during the Q&A portion of the presentation. Important. Please do not share personal medical information in the chat. All chat text is viewable by all attendees, and we recommend a one-on-one consultation if you have specific personal concerns. If you have a question that includes personal or private medical information, please schedule a private one-on-one consultation with our health plan vendors during our open enrollment office hours for SF-HSS members, which can be found at sfhss.org/OE2025. If you have eligibility questions, please call SF-HSS Member Services at area code 628-652-4700 or visit our offices at 1145 Market Street, 3rd floor, during our business hours listed on the screen for further assistance. And lastly, we want to remind everybody to get their annual flu shot and COVID booster to protect yourself and your loved ones during this fall and winter. And with that, our presentation will now begin.
Hi, this is Rob Fulton with the Work Terra team. We coordinate the voluntary benefits that are available through the San Francisco Health Service System to the City and County of San Francisco employees during open enrollment this October, which is right around the corner. You might be watching this video and slide presentation on your own, or you might be watching this during the webinars specifically for voluntary benefits. If this is during that webinar, you'll have an opportunity to use the chat feature, as this is a live webinar, or to ask questions at the end of the presentation. Otherwise, you can watch this presentation at your leisure, and you can always call or schedule a session if you have additional questions or want to enroll in one of these benefits. These benefits are made available during October, and they will take place or go into effect on January 1st of 2025, and payroll deductions will start the first payroll in the month of January this 2025. So thank you for your attention. We're going to review all of the benefits that are available, and you can ask questions during the live webinar, or you can always pick up the phone at any other time and ask questions or schedule a session with one of the benefit advocates that can provide additional information. You can always go to the sfhss.org benefit site, where there is a voluntary benefit tile you can click on, and there's a section that provides all of the information that we're going to review today, along with rates on some of the plans, instructions on how to enroll in all of the plans, and anything you would ever need to know about these benefits. You can also schedule a personal education and enrollment session during open enrollment during the month of October with a benefit advocate. They can answer all of your questions, give you examples, help you even enroll in the coverage right then and there if you want to. And you can access them either by picking up the phone and calling the 833-730-4558 telephone number on your screen, using the QR code, or going to workterraoevb.com to schedule that session. And there's drop-down boxes in that scheduling site where you can put in the day and the time that's best for you. And they will actually call you at that appointed time and send you a reminder. You can also access all of the Workterra voluntary benefits information on My Apps, and you can just look at them. If you want to enroll, you can just sign up and enroll right then and there. So a lot of different ways to access information. Don't hesitate to call or to go online to get more information if you are interested in some of these voluntary benefits. The interesting part of these programs is that they are a complement or a supplement to the wonderful benefit package that you have through the San Francisco Health Service System. Should you have accidents, illnesses, unforeseen events, you have a wonderful benefit plan that provides hospitalization, doctor's visits, and that type of thing. And so what voluntary benefits are designed to do is supplement little gaps in coverage, or mostly the indirect costs of getting sick or having an accident, and the inconveniences that can sometimes have financial repercussions should you have to miss work. So they're a complement. They're modestly priced. They're typically guarantee issue, meaning there's no health questions or medical evidence required. And these plans are reviewed to make sure they fit in and supplement additional areas by SFHSS. And they're offered at discounted group rates. These are benefits, as I mentioned, they're voluntary, they're supplemental. You pay for these on your own. And most of them are paid for with after-tax deductions, so the benefits are tax-free. And the plans are portable should you terminate employment with the city or county, or should you retire. Most of these plans you can continue on your own after you have left. The first one we want to talk about is probably the most simple, and that is supplemental group term life. As you know, everyone is provided with a certain amount of basic term life insurance, depending upon your particular plan. And those are great benefits. Life insurance that's no cost to you, that's provided by the city and county, is a great benefit. And it's there while you're working, and it's wonderful. It's a valuable coverage. But some people want to have additional life insurance, either while they're young and raising a family, or they have financial obligations that they want to have taken care of if something happens to them after they're gone. And so you can buy additional group term life insurance through the city and county. It's brought to you from the Hartford, And the rates are dependent upon your age. And as you get older, the rates are more expensive. And you can look online and find out exactly what those rates would be, or call and you'll know exactly what those costs are for the amount of coverage that you're interested in at your age. Those benefits are payable to you in a lump sum. There is some evidence of insurability required depending upon the amount of coverage that you want to enroll in. And as I mentioned, the premiums are based on your age. So if you want to get a quote and you want to look and see what those costs are, again, go onto the website or pick up the phone and you can access those rates and you can kind of look and see what it would cost you to add to the basic life insurance that's provided to you at no cost. There's another life insurance plan available to you through the city and county, which is called Lifetime Benefit Term Insurance, and it is from Chubb Insurance Company. It's a little different than group term life, and it provides living benefits as well as a life insurance benefit payable upon your death. The premiums, unlike group term life, are designed to be paid on a level basis and not go up as you get older, which is different than term insurance. So they're going to be a higher cost initially, but the rates will never go up. They're going to be guaranteed, which is a little bit different than like a universal life plan, which has rates that can fluctuate based on interest rates and insurance cost, but they're going to provide more death benefit than a typical whole life plan, which you might be familiar with, which is typically also a level premium, but builds up cash value. And so the life insurance amount is less than the term or the universal life. So lifetime benefit term is kind of a hybrid in a way, in that it's not designed to be an investment or a savings plan. It's not designed to build up cash value. It's strictly designed to provide life insurance for your lifetime at the lowest possible level cost. And so it's a very interesting plan. And the rates are also dependent upon your age, but once you begin the plan, it doesn't go up. And those death benefits are guaranteed. They step down at age 70 or after 25 years, because most people need life insurance less when they get older as they retire and get older. So this is designed, again, to keep the cost down so it reduces by 50% at that point in time, but then it's still a level cost and it's still guaranteed from that point on. So it's a great plan, more expensive than term insurance, but typically less than whole life or universal life, and again, has a level premium that does not go up with guaranteed benefits. And even after 10 years, if you were to terminate the plan because it's a level premium plan, there would be some paid up benefits that you could keep forever. Now, the most interesting thing about this plan is that it has a living benefit in that if you need long-term care benefits, assisted living, adult daycare, those types of things, this plan will allow you to access your death benefit early to pay for those expenses. It's called an acceleration for long-term care, and it accelerates the death benefit over a monthly period of time, a percentage of that death benefit you can receive monthly if you have a need for, as I mentioned, adult daycare, assisted living, and it's triggered, the benefit is triggered, or you become eligible to access the death benefit by the failure of at least 2 out of the 6 activities of daily living, bathing, and that type of thing that you were no longer be able to do, therefore requiring some assistance and some care. That triggers the benefit. So if you had a $50,000 benefit, you could begin taking that benefit down over a period of time, as you can see here, 4% of that death benefit. And you could be able to take that on a monthly basis prior to your death, but upon triggering 2 out of 6 activities of daily living. And that could be a much better use of that money, being able to access it prior to your death to help pay the cost for assisted living and those types of benefits, because they are very, very expensive. So your death benefit is essentially accessed early should you have the need to get some type of long-term care. It's a great benefit. It's probably the most important feature of why it's offered, in addition to the fact that it is an individually owned policy that you can continue on your own, so it never goes away, unlike group term. And it does have this benefit. Your premiums are waived during this period of time. So it's really an excellent benefit. And it's something that you can look at the rates for your age. You can walk through an example with one of the benefit advocates on the phone and get an idea of if this would be something that would be of interest to you. The next benefit we want to talk about is Central Care Disability from Manhattan Life. And as you probably know, there are disability plans that are employer paid through the city and county for long-term disability. And short-term disability, you also have the state plan. The state of California provides a short-term disability income plan. This program is designed to kind of make up some of the deficit of if you were to receive the short-term disability plan or you were to receive the state disability plan, because typically the state of California pays between 50, 55, possibly 60% of your income through the state disability plan. And a lot of people can't live on that amount of money. So this is a supplement to really try to help you replace nearly all of your income should you become disabled. It covers accidents and sicknesses. And there's two different plans available. They're both guarantee issue up to a maximum of $3,000 a month. And the benefit, once again, because it is designed to supplement California SDI, is limited to 30% of your monthly income. But for a lot of people, this is a concern. If you were to get sick or hurt and unable to work, there can be some pretty significant financial repercussions for that. And this is a way to make sure you're getting the maximum amount of benefits you can until you can get back to work. Most employees have access to a 6-month plan, and it begins after an elimination period of 7 days, either for an accident or a sickness. Either way, it would wait until the 7th day, and then you would be eligible for the benefit. So if you went back to work prior to that, there wouldn't be a benefit. But after 7 days, you'd be able to receive this income for up to 6 months. And then, of course, after 6 months, you have a long-term disability plan that's provided for you. And if you were really in a difficult situation and totally disabled, a good opportunity to maybe be covered under Social Security. And of course, you'd be covered under the state disability plan as well. But this is a supplement to that that really helps you cover as much as your income as you can. If you are a member of MEA, your plan is a little different because, again, it's designed to complement the long-term plan, the long-term disability plan, which has a 3-month elimination period. So you have a benefit of 3 months, begins after 14 days for accident or sickness, and then takes you up to the long-term disability plan. So the rates for these two plans are on the website. It's also examples can be worked through and gone over with you when you talk to a benefit advocate. But this is a great supplement to state disability income to get you up closer to replacing all of your income on a short-term basis. And these plans are individual. You can continue them, as long as you're working for the city and county. And their premium is also designed to be level. So when you enroll, you stay at that premium as long as you continue the plan, which is another great benefit. It does not go up as you get older. We're now going to talk a little bit about a couple of insurance plans made available through MetLife. And the first plan is a critical illness plan, and it covers critical illnesses. Over 40 different covered conditions are included in this plan. And this plan is really designed for someone who has a major illness and the indirect expenses that are associated with going through cancer, having a heart attack or a stroke, being in a coma, having paralysis, or getting Alzheimer's, something major, something serious, where it's going to be a life-altering situation. And so, again, you'll have coverage. You have hospital benefits through your medical plan, through the benefit plan available through HSS. It's wonderful, very comprehensive. Um, but most people, when they have a critical illness, have a lot of indirect expenses. Now, there perhaps are some deductibles or copays, those types of things, depending upon your particular medical plan. But this is really designed for all the costs that are associated with getting well, recovering, or dealing with a major illness. And if you've had someone in your family or someone close to you, someone that you know that's gone through a major illness, you're aware that there are a lot of changes and there are a lot of inconveniences. There's a lot of things that have to happen. People have to help, and people have to take time off work and travel. A lot of things at home, a lot of things that aren't covered. That are just part of getting well, part of going through the difficulty of a critical illness. So, this plan is designed to provide a lump sum benefit from $10,000 up to $50,000, depending upon the amount you choose. And that is payable upon diagnosis of one of these critical illnesses. So it can be, as I said, it can be for, diabetes, even multiple sclerosis, all sorts of different, over 40 different benefits. And most of them are paid at 100%. There are some lesser serious or not as significant things like getting COVID was no fun. You probably had it, and it wasn't fun, but it's not as serious as having a heart attack. So it's paid at a smaller percentage. There's a few things like that. Um, but you decide how much you want to spend between $10,000 and $50,000, and that's the amount of money that you would receive upon diagnosis of one of these critical illnesses. It also has a health screening benefit, which is, we'll talk about more in a second here, which is excellent, which provides $100 just for getting a screening for any kind of screening, regardless of whether you had to pay for it or not. And that's $200 for mammography benefit, which is really great because that covers right there a significant portion of the cost of the plan, depending upon your age and how much you enroll for. So this health screening benefit, just a little bit more. It's a great benefit because you can get this $100 benefit every year, and you can get it per participant because spouses and children are eligible for this plan, and they can use the health screening benefit too. So if you covered your whole family on this plan, that could be $300-400 every year, and that could cover a significant portion of the cost of the plan. And again, it's just for getting the screening. It doesn't matter whether it costs you anything. So you're not being reimbursed for your cost. You're just being paid $100 for doing something good for yourself, which is to get some type of screening. And you can see, although it's pretty small print there, you can see that it can be a wellness exam. It could be a mammogram, as I mentioned, colonoscopy, a dental, vision, hearing exam, really getting an EKG. It can be any type of screening, COVID-19 test even, any type of screening that you get. It's a step that you're rewarded under this plan with $100, and it's an annual benefit, which is fantastic. So this plan can be very cost effective if you make sure and use your health screening benefit. Here's an example, and it's a little bit of a crazy example because not many people are going to have multiple heart attacks and additional critical illnesses. But it's an illustration to show you and to emphasize that it's not just a one-time benefit and then it's done like a lot of other plans used to be. You can actually receive up to 5 times your total benefit. So in the unfortunate incident that perhaps you had a heart attack, but then had a second diagnosis a few years later, or later were diagnosed with cancer. And this is, this is not terribly uncommon to have additional critical illnesses once you've been sick. But this shows you that you can receive multiple payouts. So nothing that you'd ever want to have happen, but in comfort in knowing that if something happens to you and you have a reoccurrence or an additional occurrence of a critical illness, you can actually receive multiple payouts. So this is something that's really going to provide protection and assistance financially in the event that you had a critical illness or critical illnesses. A lot of individuals enroll in this plan if they have the fear or concern of some type of hereditary disease or illness, or there's been some maybe cancer in their family and they feel like they're at a greater risk. And so that's when this plan becomes perhaps more of interest in trying to plan for that if you believe through testing that you might be a candidate. So it's a really good plan, something to check out. The other plan available through MetLife, totally different when it comes to reimbursement and benefits. It's an accident insurance plan. It covers over 150 events and has over 150 benefits. It's a long, lengthy schedule of benefits, can be as little as $25, $50 or as much as $10 or $15,000, depending upon the specific injury or treatment that is assigned to it. So you can see here injuries like broken bones, torn cartilage. There is an accidental death feature to it, but medical services like you have to go to the hospital, you have to go to the ER, you have a physician follow up, you get burns, cuts, that type of thing. So it's any kind of accident, any kind of injuries, and then benefits and treatment associated with an accident, including outpatient, hospital, urgent care, whatever it may be. And then, as I mentioned, a schedule of benefits for different injuries like broken bones, torn cartilages, and that type of thing. If you kind of look how it breaks down, it covers injuries, and they range from as little as maybe a broken finger to as much as a broken back, which would be a lot more. $25 minimum up to as much as $15,000. Medical services and treatments, hospital, doctor, ER, urgent care, whatever it happens to be. There is an accidental death benefit payable upon death, as well as losing a limb, being dismembered. There's a lodging benefit if you're staying somewhere because you're out of town, family members, that type of thing. So it breaks down into several categories. And here's an example, and this is once again a little bit of a dramatic example, but not uncommon. Not something you can't imagine, and that is the example of Bill. He's playing baseball on the weekend with some buddies, and he gets injured. He gets injured pretty bad because he breaks his femur and has a concussion. So maybe he ran into somebody when he was running around, and he had to go to the hospital. So they took him in an ambulance to the hospital. Turns out he had a concussion. And this is just, you can see, pretty severe, but it breaks down in that there's a benefit for all sorts of things. For medical testing, MRI, $150. Just going to the emergency room, $250. Ambulance, $300. And again, as I've mentioned several times, you'll have medical insurance to cover a lot of this, but Bill's going to be greatly inconvenienced for a while. He may have some kind of a copay to pay for a lot of these different things. He's probably going to miss some work. Someone's probably going to have to run him around a little bit to the doctor or to run errands or whatever. He's going to have some physical therapy. So these benefits, $10,000, really is not that much money if you think about some of the things he's going to have to come out of pocket. But the idea here is to have really smaller benefits available for a number of different things, no matter what it is, and it's on a schedule. It's a very, very popular plan with accident-prone kids, individuals who do a lot of sports, do a lot of activities. It's going to cover you for that. So it's a really good plan, and it's a very inexpensive plan as well, as you can see when you check it out. All right, moving along, kind of moving out of insurance a little bit. There's an identity theft protection that's a supplemental benefit. It's voluntary, it's available to you, it's discounted because the city and county is making it available and they're a large group. And it's from Allstate. And identity theft is really when someone has stolen your identity. It's not if someone through social media is, posting information, or they're trying to scam you, or it's a credit card transaction that's not yours. It's when they actually have opened some accounts in your name or credit cards, gotten medical care, gotten used your social security. So really, when they have stolen your identity, or they're trying to create a new identity or act like they are you, that's really what identity theft is. And there's two plans that Allstate provides. There's the Pro coverage and the Pro Plus, and you can see here. This is a list of the benefits under the Pro coverage. The most important thing about identity theft is having an advocate and having someone kind of doing the work for you when something happens. So you're going to have coverage in the event that there's expense reimbursement, stolen funds reimbursement up to $1 million. But really, the process of restoring your credit and the process of monitoring what's going on with who has stolen your identity and giving you information so that you know what's going on. Your credit cards are being monitored. They know what's happening, what's been compromised, 401ks, that type of thing. So it's really important that someone is there to monitor things and to really take the action to get your identity back. And that's what this plan provides. The Pro Plus plan adds just additional coverages, a mobile app that can provide additional credit monitoring, some privacy and data, robot call blocking, sex offender alerts, just some additional things like that, some web tools, and it's not much more. You can, again, these are pretty hard to read, these slides, depending upon how you're watching this, but you can go through this online. You can call and schedule an appointment and walk through it some more. But the Allstate Identity Protection Plan is a great plan to cover not only the cost perhaps of what's happened if you have identity fraud, but also to have an advocate and someone that's really helping you get organized, making the calls, doing the work, looking at the reports, so that you can hopefully get back to work, stay focused, and they can do the hard work at getting your identity back and getting things organized and really understanding what's exactly has happened and what liabilities they need to deal with to get taken care of and restore your identity, and provide law enforcement with the information to hopefully bring the people back to justice who have stolen your identity. So it's a good plan. It can include everyone in your household, which is really wonderful. So you and your, spouse, children, anyone living with you, they call it under your roof, under your wallet is their guidelines. So really any dependents who live with you or are supported by you, it covers them as well. So you can check that out. The next benefit we want to chat about is pet insurance. And the Workterra team has made this available for a number of years. It's a very popular benefit. Most of us really love our pets, and pet insurance has really grown over the years. As you know, I guess unfortunately, veterinary care has gone up, become more expensive, and it's become more sophisticated. And so the treatments that are available for pets, whether accident, injury, have really improved. And so there's more benefits available. There's no more ways to keep your pet healthy, but like everything else, it costs money. So pet insurance is like any other insurance. It's budgeting out a modest amount of money every month to kind of have a bucket of benefits in case something does happen. Really just kind of like any other insurance. The one nice thing about the Pets Best plan is it's customizable. So you can choose the plan that you think is best for you, and then you can customize that plan so that you can come up with the price that you believe you can afford for the benefits that you're looking for. They have an accident plan only, which is their base plan. And then they have an accident and illness plan, which is more popular because most of us are more concerned about an illness perhaps than an accident. And then they also have an option to add routine care, which is kind of a wellness plan, just to make sure your pet's getting exams and you're keeping them up on all of their shots and their exams and that type of thing. And then you have a 24/7 helpline. There are no networks with this plan. I'll describe how that works in a second. Claims are easy, and you're getting a 12% discount just because we're getting a group plan or a group discount through this plan, which is fantastic. So to customize your individual plan, you first of all need to get a quote based on the pet type you have and their breed. So the breed of your pet, the age of your pet, and then your zip code. And that gives them the basis to calculate what your cost is going to be. Then next, you decide what is my annual limit? How much do I want to have available to me? 5,000, for example, or do I want an unlimited benefit where it could be 20, $30,000 or whatever? And obviously, the higher your limit is, the higher the cost will be. Next is the deductible portion of the plan, which is when do the benefits kick in? As little as $50 after I spend $50 at the vet, I want it to begin reimbursing me or paying me. Or can I, afford $1,000 deductible so I'm not worried about anything until it gets over $1,000. Then there's the reimbursement percentage. So it really gets customizable here. After your deductible, you'll be reimbursed at 70%, 80%, 90%. So you get to decide how much you're willing to take on. So you could do an example of a $2,000 bill for maybe a surgery, and your deductible was $500. So you paid that up front. And then after your deductible, you had 80% coverage of the next 1,500. So you would multiply that out. You'd know exactly how much you'd be covering. So you get to customize it. Obviously, the lower the reimbursement, the higher the deductible, and the lower the limit, the lower the price. But you get to decide how you want to budget it. And then you choose which plan. The accident and illness plan, there's a plus plan and an elite plan. So each plan offers a little bit more benefits, and it's all spelled out on their website, and you can see what it's going to look like for you. The way the reimbursement works, as I mentioned, it's a simple plan. It is a reimbursement plan. There are no networks. You go wherever you want to go to have your pet treated. Any veterinary practice in the United States and Canada, wherever you want to go, you don't have to change where you're going. And you pay their services just like normal. And then you file a claim and you get reimbursed by Pets Best. So it's a very simple claims process. You just do what you're normally doing, go where you normally go, and then you're reimbursed based on the plan that you picked and what that plan looks like. So pretty simple process there. Next is a legal shield plan, and a legal plan is essentially like paying a small monthly fee to have an attorney available to you on call. It's like having a retainer on a monthly basis so that you can ask and get personal legal advice anytime you want to. It's an unlimited number of issues. You can call anytime when you have a legal question because you're part of Legal Shield. You're part of a legal plan. And they have attorneys that can answer your questions and provide information and assistance and guidance on different legal issues. I believe the best part of the plan, though, is that there are a number of benefits that are included with that retainer fee, so to speak, or that membership fee is really what it is. And that is wills, civil trial defense, any IRS audit assistance, traffic ticket assistance. So if you have a traffic ticket, they can help you with that. That's a benefit that's included in your benefit. Certain trial defense assistance for certain covered situations is part of it. The wills, to me, are probably the most important benefit of this plan. If you don't have a will, you have a benefit of being able to get a will prepared as part of your plan. Again, you're getting legal access for questions, advice. You're getting a number of benefits as part of the plan, and then major discounts on any larger services that wouldn't be part of the plan. So who's covered in the Legal Shield plan? Not dislike the Allstate plan. It can be anyone in your household. If they're children, they've not been married, under 26, any disabled children living at home, or any dependents under age 18 who you're legally responsible for. So not quite the under wallet, under roof, but for spouses and children, unmarried and dependents, it's covered, and you can cover them under the plan. So if they have issues, you know, teenager gets a speeding ticket, or your spouse has an issue at work and she's not sure about it, so you can get legal advice and for yourself. So it's a great family plan. Also, the rates are here actually on the screen there. You can see it's about $8.75 per pay period. There is an identity theft little add-on that Legal Shield provides, which is kind of interesting. It's pretty inexpensive, and it's discounted if you also have a Legal Shield plan. So, and they can kind of explain it's not quite as comprehensive as the Allstate plan, but if you have the legal plan, it might be a good idea to get some identity protection if you feel like that's important too, at a small additional cost. So you enroll online with this plan, you activate your account, and you use your services. It's very user friendly. It's a great benefit. They've had great reviews. You can see that in 2021 they were voted best overall online legal service. But they also have some legal, I'm sorry, not legal, some local customer service, which is excellent too. So that's the legal plan. Again, questions, additional rates you want to look at and consider, you can call, you can go online, schedule your session, or you can get more information on the plan. Again, don't hesitate to call, get more information. Please go online as a follow-up to this overview and get additional information. So that's pretty much it. It was a pretty quick overview. Hopefully you didn't get tired of looking at the slides and looking at my little picture down in the corner, my little video. But again, Rob Fulton here. Thank you so much for your interest in reviewing these benefits. Please go online. All this information is available through my apps or through the sfhss.org benefit website under voluntary benefits. And don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call with a question, or go online or scan the QR code to actually schedule a time that's convenient for you, where you can talk more on a personal, individual basis with one of the benefit advocates that are available, because they can quote you the rates, they can ask you more, they can answer more specific questions, and then they can also help you with your enrollment right then and there if you would like to. So as I think I may have mentioned in the beginning, if you're watching this during one of the live webinars, there's still 20 minutes left where we can take questions. Hopefully you'll also were able to use the chat feature during this at home, and it's something you accessed online because it will be available all during the month of October. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your interest. Please call with any questions. And again, thanks for all you do for the city and county of San Francisco. We've tried to make these benefits available to you to supplement the great plan that you have. And we're just delighted to be able to talk again during open enrollment and make this available. So thank you for your attention. Thank you very much. And hope to talk to you on the phone or have a scheduled session, and may be able to see you at the benefit fair where we can ask questions too. So thanks a lot.
All right, everyone. That concludes our pre-recorded video. At this point, again, we want to invite everyone to go on the chat box and type in your questions there. You are still muted, so we won't be able to hear you, but we have Rob here with Terra, and you can hear his voice once he starts answering the questions. And we also have our member services team from HSS if you have any general questions regarding the open enrollment. Um, so again, please go ahead and type in your questions. But in the meantime, if I don't see any new questions in the chat box, I'll be reading off some of the questions here that were already answered, most likely, just so we can be recorded in our webinar video here. And as I'm not seeing, okay, I think there's a new. Yep, go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Jay. I was just going to go up and start from the very beginning.
Yes, okay, yeah, that's a good
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you, everyone. And by the way, I think we're nearing the maximum of the sessions, but I'm trying to get a few more opened up. So just make sure and call, and you might be able to get somebody live. You can continue many of these programs after retirement. Not the disability. The term life you can convert. It's fairly expensive. The Chubb lifetime benefit term you can continue. Accident critical illness you can continue on your own. And I think I said the legal plan and the pet insurance plan. Disability you cannot. Um, let's see. Yeah, and the lifetime, the group term insurance you can. There may be a conversion. You spouses and children are available for all the plans but the disability. And these are available during open enrollment only for the insurance plans. However, the legal plan, the pet insurance, and the identity theft, you could actually call and you could enroll those. You're just getting a discount by being a city and county employee. So you could do that at a later time. Let's see. The presentation is available. I think Olga sent out that link, so that's good. Other family members, yes, we talked about that. No group name or quote, the numbers where you call, or if you go and do self-service and go online, that will be a specific site. It will know who you are and know what the appropriate rates are. Let's see. The accident plan and the critical illness plan, they pay the benefits directly to you. There's no coordination with any other benefits. The critical illness plan, you do have to show proof of a diagnosis of a critical illness. In the accident plan, on the claim form, some of the basic ones, you don't have to file anything. Some of them you have to file just like an EOB or something that shows that you had the service. You can cancel these plans at any time. The lifetime benefit term, as I think I mentioned, some of them, the rates are the same. But you can cancel them at any time. It doesn't make any difference. You're not paying for these with pre-tax dollars, so they're not tied up in a Section 125 plan or anything like that. If the identity theft plan, you had someone try to steal your identity and they were trying to get the title on your home, or they were trying to pretend they were you, that is something that they definitely would help with. I think we mentioned you can cancel at any time. The pet insurance plan, there are no in-network doctors. You go wherever you want to, and then you submit your receipts, and then they provide a benefit back to you. And the Legal Shield plan will provide, as a member, at your membership monthly cost, a simple will preparation. If you're going to get some kind of a trust, then basically they're discounting their normal services, and they can give you a quote on that. And they do have, the legal plan does have a sign. They do have their own network of attorneys. So you would be limited to, in that sense, to one of their attorneys. The Allstate identity theft just has more benefits, and you can review those. The Legal Shield plan has the ID Shield buy-up. It's just not as comprehensive. When you enroll your dependents, it is, some of them benefits are based on their age. and they're included in your plan as long as you're eligible. They're part of your plan. It doesn't matter or make any difference if they have other plans available. Oh, let's see, there's a few more on here. So the one negative about Legal Shield is they do have limited number of attorneys. That is something we've gotten feedback on. We'll be looking at maybe enhancing that plan in the future. Benefit Hub does have some auto and home insurance from top companies, and you have to just call them or contact them directly. I mean, I will lose medical and dental vision. These work terror insurance. Doesn't have anything to do with the union benefit, the voluntary benefits, to my knowledge. And Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that these are available to all employees, regardless of your affiliation, union membership, etc. Well, it looks like someone answered that for me. And I think that's it. FSA, I'd have to refer back to
I'll take that one.
Jay. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Hey, Rob, I'll take that one. It's Olga. So if you'd like to enroll in your in next year's FSA, you can submit your elections through e-benefits, which you can find on the SF employee portal. That's generally the portal where you go to do your time cards. So when you go into that portal, you'll see at the middle of the screen a link that says My Links. When you click on that, in the middle of that open screen, you will see e-benefits and an option for open enrollment. You want to go through the workflow that is available there to select your FSA for plan year 2025. Word of caution, you want to make sure that you absolutely do not skip the last step in the process, which is to hit the submit button. What that means is that you are attesting or you're consenting to payroll deductions for your FSA, or if you're making changes to your health benefits. So you want to make sure that you're going through the full process. And then once you do that, you'll also have an option to print out your confirmation sheet for the elections that you've made at that time. So you'll be able to see your FSA enrollment, whether it's the health benefits FSA or your dependent care FSA.
Thank you, Olga, for that. And again, just wanted to piggyback on that. We have an FSA, the last one that we have tomorrow at noon. I'll post it on the chat box here for the link, and you can join that to maybe answer if you have any more questions regarding that.
I also see here a question of Legal Shield if there were an employment related issue, and I believe that is correct, Humberto. It would not be covered as a basic benefit anyway, so it would be something they would quote you on, and I don't think that might be an exclusion in having a discounted plan available through the city and county. And it looks like there's a question on the deadline. I believe the deadline is the end of open enrollment, which, if I'm not mistaken, is coming up.
It's
Is it
10:25 at 5 p.m. The e-benefits website will close down. So you want to make sure that any online elections are made before 5 p.m. this coming Friday.
There you go.
And also for everyone like myself, I started picking my enrollment plans 2, 3 weeks ago, but I never hit submit until yesterday. So please make sure you hit that submit button. Otherwise, if you forget, it will not reflect, the changes will not reflect on your plan year for next year. So make sure you go back there and make sure you've hit that submit button on the bottom, the blue button there. I think Humberto has a follow-up question regarding any home insurance benefits that's available.
Humberto, there is a Benefit Hub does. We didn't talk about that today. It's kind of a discount club or a club, and there is a city and county number. It should be out on the website, and they do provide quotes for auto and home insurance, and you would pay for those directly. So it's more of just a discount, and it's kind of hit or miss. Some people save money. Some people find that their markets or resources are not any better than what they have, but it is a good place to check.
Great. Thanks for that, Rob.
And adding a dependent in the middle of next open enrollment, in the middle of next year after enrollment. So you do have to wait until open enrollment. Actually, that might not be true. I will check on that one and we'll post that one. If a qualifying life event, if you would be able to add a dependent. And it varies, it basically varies by plan as to whether they need to be in your household or not and what age they are.
Again, at this point, we encourage you to ask any questions you have. We still have Rob here for another 5 minutes. If you have any other questions, otherwise we're going to wrap this up if there are no additional questions. I think the last one just came in. What links for discount home and auto insurance?
And once again, that would be contacting Benefit Hub, which is on the website.
All right. Another question came in. Which benefit needs dependents to live in your house?
Yeah,
Which
most of the benefits follow the age 26 rule to be eligible as a dependent. So it would be based on their age, not whether they were living at home.
Great, thank you for that. Any other questions at this point? Going once, going twice. Wait a couple more minutes here. And again, these are all great questions. We always encourage you and your colleagues to join these webinars so we can answer a lot of your questions during open enrollment and address a lot of your questions. And again, thank you for Rob for being here and Olga with our HSS member services. And if you don't have any other questions, we can go ahead and wrap this up. And again, we all thank you and everyone have a great day. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.